During the automation welding with robots in large quantities workshop, the biggest problem or pain of the workshop owners is that, all the robots are programmed before you put in the production or the everyday production starts. Well, the 1,000 pieces of the workpiece are not exactly the same when they come from the last procedure after cutting or assembling or clamping for the robots. So the problem will be that the robots will move as they programmed, while the workpiece they weld are different every time. So this causes a big failure when, in the end of the day, you check 1,000 pieces that you finished today, and probably 10% or 20% of them are unqualified, or they lost the welding parts because they are not the same in the size. So the only solution to solve this problem is that to use seam tracking sensor with the robots during the welding. Well, it was very expensive in the past. And now we are coming today to introduce one of our seam tracking sensors that is 1/10 of the cost of the traditional seam tracking. And I will explain that how it works, and they have many models and how to choose them according to your workpiece or welding needs or the model of your robots, and how to use it after probably you purchase from us in another country. Is it easy to use or train your operators to integrate with their robots? This is Jelly. Welcome to Jelly Talk. This topic I will bring you to the details of our seam tracking sensors. So where we're standing here is the DMK Laser Processing Center. We just moved to a new place. Well, we have many of laser machines and we're going to have more. So when you visit us, you will see all kinds of lasers working on different kinds of materials in real with different kind of motion system, like this multi-axis gantry, and this is a 6-axis robots with the 3 kilowatt laser welder, and also with the seam tracking sensor that we're going to talk about today. For a seam tracking sensor, it's mainly composed of 3 main parts. The first is a diode red beam. So first we need to give a line of a red beam move along with the welding path that you want to follow. And the second part is a camera, which is that, during the movement, when this red beam laser will be, you shoot on the workpiece. Now is in 90 degrees, but you can also on 60 or other degrees. Well, it will be reflected to which is the eyes, or we call it the camera, that will catch this red light, and this will form, we call it the theory used on seam tracking is the laser triangulation theory. So, well, you get the space of this triangle space that you can calculate on the software, that how is the shape of the seam that you're tracking with, because with this laser triangulation theory, you can simultaneously calculate how the seam looks like. So the third part is that after this calculation, and you correct the path, because every time you join the piece, maybe they have, the distortion of the heat generated during the welding, or the cut in the last procedure is not precise, so you lost it doesn't look like that you programmed. So after you calculate it, and then is the sensor will feed back to the robot's movement, and then it will correct, it will just follow the real shape of this thing. So this guarantees, much improved your production quality. So like you produce 1,000 pieces today, and with this seam tracking, and you always follow the real parts of the workpiece, and then you got probably 99% finished products in the right quality. So this is simply how it works. So after the theory introduction, now we came to, which I show you how it works. So this is the actual welding, two workpiece, we join them together, and you need to follow this. For example, if the next piece that it doesn't go like perfect, it moves a little bit, and then you will see in the screen Well, the original seam was like this, very small, and when you distort it, then it becomes bigger. So this speed and following of the welding seam is really quick. So this is simply how it works, and our sensor can work with many type of welding paths, which, you know, like V. This is a line, linear. And we can do many types, you know, probably weld here angle, and this is the inner angle, outer angle, and there are many, you know, 23, and we can also develop or customize according to what in real production in your welding requirements. And some customer also ask me, you know, like if I produce a welding a cabinet or a complicated big piece, and I need to I need to multiple like 5 or 6 type of weldings, you can just simply program it in your robot programs, and you just simply select welding profile 1 or 2 or 3. So you don't need to, you know, reprogram it. You just simply choose it in the robot control. And this, for these, you know, some specifications, it's really very cost effective because it gives very high seam tracking accuracy up to 0.1 millimeter for the seam, and super fast speed, 100 times of scanning every second. And then it also has a strong anti-interruption. Like it supports 500 ampere current. If you do with the TIG welding or, you know, arc welding, you need very big current, which can cause interruption for the working of the sensor. But this has very strong protection from that, and also 10 kilowatt lasers current. So it's a very strong part with a very affordable price. And the last point, but not the least, is that it can work with more than 12 brands of robots. Of course, including the 4 biggest brands, Kuka, Fanuc, ABB, and the Panasonic. You know, also, of course, it works very well with Chinese brand of robots, like this one, Effort, and Aston. We can also give you recommendations. We provide you one-stop solution with the robots, with the laser, or even with the TIG, arc, you know, all kinds of welders and the seam tracking and push-pull weld fitting. So this is that a big advantage. You know, you can also only buy this sensor, and we can teach you how to integrate with your current robots sitting in your factory. So we also, you know, besides one-stop solution or provide you each part, we can also give you customization solution, like you tell us what you want to weld, and then maybe you don't need robots. If the work is very small, probably you need this automation like the desktop module, and we can also integrate the sensor with that. Simply what we can provide. Many of you that may be curious or anxious about the real cost of this sensor and how, you know, how simply you can use it, or if you can apply it to production. I just want to give you an example to explain. You know, before we launching this seam tracking with this price, we've been, you know, getting many inquiries that people asking. I was not very familiar with this product because we mainly focus on lasers, all kind of lasers, not very much in detail of this little sensor on that. Well, we got so many inquiries that are asking about this, and we quote many times. Well, we didn't succeed in sale. I think one reason is that because we're not so familiar with it, and most importantly, it was also still expensive. So, you know, it's in this March in the Laser Munich in Shanghai, I talked deeply with the owner of this seam tracking, and I think not me persuaded him, but he decided to very big decrease of the selling price of this sensor, and which make me very excited. And then I recall all that inquiries, and including one of the Korean customers. And with this new price, he's very much interested, and he fly to us in the next day. And then he checked the SIM tracking working. You know, he only bought this SIM tracking, not any other things, because his production now is suffering this problem a lot. So he's in very urgent need of this sensor, and that he bought just this sensor. Then he back to Korea, he bring this part back, and that was a vacation, I think in April in China. Well, because he need to redo his robot, we send them the software, and he need to assemble it himself. We didn't send technicians there. So everything they do with our help online, and now it's in their production. So I want to use this example to tell you that it's not that mysterious, and you can do it with, you know, general knowledge of the robots programming things. So this is all about the SIM tracking today, and if you have any questions, or you want to ask, or you want to check, you can send us the drawings of your workpiece or the current situation of your workshop with robots, or even without robots. We can give you some code ideas or solution. Welcome, stay tuned. Thank you.